listening to The Nasty Table, the premier source for tabletop role-playing actual play. Now come on in, relax, and pull up a seat to The Nasty Table. This season at The Nasty Table.
Got a homicide downtown, bar down there.
Mr. Newton.
Interacted with this corner before. His name's David. David Jones.
David. 7 to 12.
He was cut up.
Can I look in his wallet?
Driver's license and a picture. It's like a man and a woman on the beach.
Sexually explicit photos of children.
Who's distributing this grain? I need to make a phone call. I smell it. Where's it from?
I've been getting concerns. Our school is right across from a trailer park. I know that there's some kids that live out there that, well, none of them really go to school.
This could be very useful.
God, is it worth walkie-talkies?
Three old wise men.
Sergeant said you've been acting funny.
I think anybody's gonna be acting funny. Are you guys okay? You don't think that there's other kids out there right now, trapped?
We had a report of an abandoned car. Ronald Jordan Quinnen. A small key. Looks like it's for a padlock. Quick store.
I was just wondering if you could open the storage locker for me.
I'm sorry?
Storage unit?
Brother was obsessed with me. Each throb of the black heart is ours. Watch as he is slowly lifted off the ground.
I take pictures.
Push him up against the wall. I'm like, are you fucking with me right now?
Shoot up and look around. You are in the trailer park right next to the river. Fugues.
Do you know a Garrett Cohen?
I had a beer with Garrett once at his house.
God damn it!
Shit.
Details.
You ever smoke a Cuban? I want to point out it's definitely not a fucking Cuban.
How did his sister know he was dead?
Ray, she already left with the body.
And even if somebody did call, how did she get this form?
Base tendencies deep in the subconscious, like, I'm sorry, Aaron. I need you to call every funeral home in Minnesota.
You got a boss. Some of the guys used to talk about this cabin.
Ricky Campbell Gossman.
Campbell.
It's like a wrestling name. It says it in quotes.
Your other buddy seemed a little strung out.
Who has solved anything in this room besides me? Anybody?
You cannot convince me that Caleb a month ago is the same Caleb I'm talking to.
I'm sorry, is anybody cool right now?
Calling them glow sticks.
That's rad as fuck.
There's photos. Tan Man, Bobby, and Marcia Tillman.
Chief of Police of Minneapolis, Dan Winters.
You just burned a picture of our evidence. Are you not scared right now? I'm scared for my life.
You know women, right?
Women.
Yeah, bitches be shopping.
Happened again.
Where were you?
Did you go to Michigan?
Did you wake up there?
And there is a possibility, you can't deny, that he is the one that killed this girl.
What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Compile everything that we know about the case, hand it over to the FBI. I got us until next Monday. He went to school since the snow.
Red Car Man. Yes, that's what you call That's.
He would come to play with Ricky.
And then,
Mommy bought me this red dress. Sean Gossman shot dead in Madison, Wisconsin. And then she makes a run for it. And she falls forward.
Where is your boy at? Do you not care about your fucking child?
Bay Street, Chris Malaki, Lucas Iodonis. And I didn't have anyone to help me. And Bobby wanted to help me.
I mean, that's the next step here, is finding one of these other guys that are alive.
Michael McAllister. What do you have to say about these accusations that the investigators at the time of Chris Hudson's death were high or under the influence? Said that guys involved were transporting people in horse trailers.
Clay?
Clay. That was his last name. Oh, unfortunately, Principal Clay is out on vacation.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sergeant really spit on it.
I killed those kids. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No,
I was
that's fucking bullshit.
A small journal.
Good luck, Detective O'Connor. You were not in the best of company.
You've already stuck your neck out, man. Not that many people trust us right now, David.
Any universities are in
The
there?
University of Chicago. Bastion Becker. Has it ever gone smoothly when he calls?
No.
That's why I had him call. But I want to offer you a deal. I have been floating in your cosmos.
Alright, fine.
Sticks his hand out again.
Shake.
Italian military
Possible.
made
They
specifically with looking in the name itself as vague and male fingers cut off by the divergent desires, mind, deep wishes. It's not for any other reason. It's an only single one interest. You need to figure this out. It's called Blue Coda. It's in Minneapolis. Nancy, I'm told that her water broke. Emma Atkins, Pittsburgh PD. What did you guys do yesterday?
Tackled a pregnant woman.
I don't know, we got to do some digging into this Greek stuff.
Apsokos. Closest word is apsogos, which means perfect.
The baby
has been born.
Baby's healthy, Nancy's healthy.
They lost the baby. One of our inmates here says he has some information. Someone nicknamed Killy or Killer, or he was really funny, talked a lot, and he was smart. He believed that humans innately had violent urges, that inflicting pain on others is our true base desire. There's one thing that you could get for me, Ricky, if he's out there.
Yeah, we're gonna get him. He's the reason we started this whole thing.
Happy birthday to you and many more.
This is newer than any of the relics that we saw in Rome. Italian, maybe French, handcrafted, 18th century. Somebody saw RJ. We don't have jurisdiction in that area.
Anybody at state we can trust?
We came up with a plan.
The Fat Task Force.
If you want to be part of the Fat Force.
Sarge, I'm fat as fuck. At the beer.
Shoot at his ass.
It's not going to be soon until Minneapolis gets here. Golden King Buffet. Captain Thornton. Minneapolis has been a pain in my dick for too long. You get done what you need to get done. Sergeant Greg Atkins. Minneapolis Police Department. Come out here, we can just talk. It's Albert Larson from Investigative.
Jesus Christ, you're killing us, Al. Come on, what the fuck?
Bang, 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 and then the shotgun. His arm flies off, rockets towards the ceiling. Open the door to look inside. He's hanging from the ceiling. It's about time, Sunrise. Do you think I'm actually here against my will? Is that crazy? That I want to go home? That I want everyone to be able to go home? What do you think about track? How long what do you know about Paris? Why are you afraid to your impulse control? Tell me, who are you?
I'm Roy McNeil, Sergeant of the LFVCU.
You didn't just start sleepwalking. You just started getting sloppy.
99% sure that Weiss Clay is living in my head.
It's growing the flock. I'm not sacrificing anybody. I'm spreading the word.
Why didn't I get a nickname?
You're an evil man. Midnight.
And if I point a gun at your head, then what?
Where the fuck is that cabin?
I think they found my family.
Caleb.
Did she go out?
Sweetheart, you haven't a wife, you haven't any kids, and you're starting to frighten me.
Are you telling me that?
He's been with them the whole time.
Because if I do it, I'm gonna kill him. And I don't want to do that with company.
You are a comet on a crash course on two intersecting galaxies. You are not supposed to be here. You will not survive this. RJ, I turned my back for a second. He was asleep.
Fresh start. Find out whoever I am.
No one deserves this. You're just doing this out of a power grab. It's disgusting.
I don't care.
How have you helped us, Mike? You haven't.
He puts his hand out with the folder in it. Crime scene photos, processed gunshot wound, 2014, missing evidence, traffic promotions, unauthorized surveillance report, internal affairs investigation, $40,000 of missing equipment.
You guys trust him now?
I know what you did last summer, you fucking bitch.
I get the exclusive rights to your guys' story.
Coffin still there?
Nope. The figure sitting across from Mike McAllister waves his hand. Mike stands up, walks over, gets on his knees, and kisses the man's penis.
What the?
Oh. The scar opens wide, revealing a torso-length vertical mouth. The mouth snaps shut, severing Mike McAllister's head.
We just got him killed.
Buildings off to your left, one of which looks like an apartment building.
He's holding something here, or this is just that guy's house. Can I walk up to the window? Real slow.
Dude, you crit. Yeah.
His arms start to bend, somehow lengthen. Echoes from his midsection rises up, his clothes completely hair black to match his arms. Before you, a horrible, unexplainable monstrosity, a massive mound of black flesh.
39 on a 30.
Fuck.
Bites your left hand cleanly off. Sure, you're gonna take 13 points of damage.
I'm down.
Can't cut off my own hand, my son. And you are restored instead to 2 hit points.
Going straight in reverse, right?
Now! Impact hits. Roman Bird over at the county clerk's. All that paperwork's been taken care of, so Christensen's pharmacy.
Anyone else?
No, you're going to Christensen. That's what it is. That's what it has to be. Hand-picked. Megalomania. Looking down at the body, you can see the cadaver of Nancy Gossman, but this x-ray showed us something likely cancer.
All right, thank you. And Jerry looks at the light.
Officer Aaron Lang copied down Middleton's notes, took the kid, and left.
This is beyond the law, Lieutenant.
What happened to you, you sad man?
Car accident.
First drunk driver. We're so proud of him.
Walk out.
Keep it $150, young fella.
Can he get this feeling back? That hope, a life?
You're not gonna find it here.
Lang, you in here?
Bathroom door crashes open. The bedroom door crashes open. Put your fucking hands up right now. Longo works with Dan Winters and then gets a promotion right after. Right? There are no fucking coincidences. Fuck you, Roy.
Get the fuck in the room right fucking now, Lang. I'm done with you.
You would do the same exact thing. This is a virus, and it's spread through knowledge. I don't know if Lang is cut out for this.
Hey man, listen, I trust you. I mean...
Oh, no. I don't trust myself.
No, I trust you.
Just further into Lang's, I want to call it delusion, but I'll give the kid some credit.
Fall under the ownership of Douglas Caliburn, Roger Ackrell, Daniel Winters. Come and pick it up if you want.
Is this it?
What do you need? Stop wasting
I'm in
my
love
time.
with you.
Riverside Holdings was the company. Sipping a cup of coffee. Aaron Lang.
Complete freedom to come with us.
No.
Giving away 2 tickets to tonight's Stars game. Things are about to start falling apart, buddy.
A uniformed police officer. We're not the bad guys you think we are. Enough is enough.
Just no. You had your chances too.
Fire and black smoke accompanied by an ear-ringing bang. Laura Gossman sitting crisscross applesauce petting a chicken.
We got no choice. We're gonna take your guys' cars. I'll be taking the keys now.
Oh, right. No, you've been lying. You've been lying from the fucking jump.
Baby,
No.
I'm telling you, you're fucked if you go back.
Fuck you.
I need you to get in your car and go and don't come back unless you hear from me.
Lang, you're the only one we trust here.
APB out on the 4 of you. Wanted for murder. Next station, Bloomington. Cosmic circuit boards, Ray. It's the breath of a dying god. And I know you guys think you're talking quiet, but I hear you when you say, what good am I?
I want to believe you're a good man.
I'm not.
What do you want?
Little Laura Gossman.
Pick it up.
Put it on the table.
I was asleep in the van. This is written on my hand. How did you lose it?
Who's asking? Come with me.
Be somebody who I'm not. Why did I never get to live?
You were made up.
Square in the forehead. Bang.
Help RJ, you stupid fuck. Everyone's shadow, Jerry, is longer than the rest, and it goes into the shed.
I wish I never met any of you. Who are you?
Caleb O'Connor.
Come to the station. Turn yourselves in.
The fucking boombox!
What did he do to you?
I pull the backpack out and I pull out the pipe bombs. Do you want a pipe bomb?
We couldn't help you even if we wanted to. That bridge is burned. And give me your fucking badge or get in a fucking cell.
What was the bird name? Fuck, it's the guy at the assessor's office.
Grandson Duncan went missing last October.
We've been looking for Duncan for what feels like a long time.
You ever see any cars or trucks or anything?
You should consider killing yourself. A cacophony of gunshots.
I'm like, you think this guy has a black heart?
The ashes of the newborn spread on the forehead of the father, and then he will be raised from the dead. Will consume his son in front of the daughter, and then we will be one.
Jerry shoots him in the head.
Out of the stable, directly into the building.
I'm a good cop.
Caleb starts compressions, almost like he's trying to push in the dirt.
A man stuck under debris.
First room in on the right.
Flick a third cigarette right in his forehead.
Fuck you!
But now that I'm here, what really gives me the most satisfaction is not doing a thing at all.
Ray, you watch as the light leaves his eyes. You're able to peel up one of the floorboards to reveal what looks like a metal casing surrounding this hatch. This ladder extending all the way down. What you can only imagine is hell. So and so forth. How can I put this? There is a chance that one or all or some of you survive, live, keep going. That chance I'm not going to disclose to you, but I want you to keep it in mind because it's on the table. There is an avenue that can be taken. The reason I'm sharing that with you is that when I talk about epilogues, if you survive, I'm going to want to hear your epilogue. What the trajectory of your character looks like. I'm going to run through epilogues for a lot of things. Now, here's the most important thing that I'm going to say, and I'm trying to word this as delicately as I can. There is a very, very specific scenario in which we will not have an epilogue. That's all I'm going to say. So, if that very slim thing happens, and then I say that we don't have an epilogue, don't say that I said that we'd have an epilogue because there's a chance we might not have an epilogue. It's so hard being God, having all these thoughts bumping around in my mind, choosing my words carefully amongst you mortals. Give me a recap of the last session.
This whole time we're all led to this, like, we're all following in RJ's, like, guidance almost. Like, he knows all and everything that he says is right and true. And then I think just seeing him as broken and, like, beat that he was just, I mean, it really was, it all seemed right for the most part. It's just weird. I mean, I think back to, like, when we first saw him in the freezer, he was such like he felt like an immortal man. He felt like like he wasn't bothered. The way he was smiling, even though he was beat and naked in a freezer and all that shit. Like, and then to see him kneeled over, looking at himself in a reflection of a bucket. Like, at that point, if you don't know, then fuck it. I think all of us wanted him to die anyways.
You gave Jerry the ick. So
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, I was like, ugh. Where did your confidence?
brother. Now Ray.
Brother, what is
Ray,
that?
Ray obliged pretty quickly because Ray's deal with RJ to Ray was, you get me here, you tell me, tell us where to go, the cabin, and then he said, you're gonna help us take whatever, Dan Winters and friends down, I'll help you take down LaRocca. And we got there kind of without him, and then we show up and he goes, oh, you fucking missed it, basically telling me I'm not holding up my end of the deal right here.
Right.
And I'm not gonna waste my ammo on this fucker because I got other things to think about. But if someone else wants to kill him, hell yeah, kill him. He's a fuck RJ, bro.
I don't think he would have hesitated to do the same to us either. We've outlasted our value in this fucking plan that he has. He would have shot us all.
No, I think we exponentially grew in value.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that's right?
Yeah. But I'm saying in the beginning, if we saw him in the freezer and he didn't need us for his little plan,
oh yeah,
he would have shot us.
And he also was dying, not to mention he was literally dying, and it just felt like in that moment he was leaning on us more than ever, where he was like literally begging us to basically do what he wants. And then also, not to mention, he's like, I need Ricky to feed him to his father, and Jerry's like, enough, dude, enough, bullet to the head, like, you need to be put down. Like, because at that point he's like telling us about evil and all this shit, and I'm like, you're fucking evil.
He's also a child murderer. I forgot about that.
Like,
part.
you're fucked. Like, you're fucked. You like, and it's also like Jerry feels like we literally got like scammed. Like, we gave away Lara just for this guy who's gonna feed the kid. Like, that shit was just too much. We'll handle it our own way by, dying.
I was listening back to the episode and I was driving. I was on the Garden State Parkway heading north, and it like clicked for a second, and I just got so, like, this wave of sadness like crashed over me. So here's my line of thinking. Roy took a risk. Mm-hmm. Do you think Roy's actions played a part in his own, like, downfall? Do you think if you, like, this particular death, do you think that your actions caused it?
Yeah, definitely in this scenario.
Would you say that you, in that moment, were considering that might be a possibility?
Absolutely.
So do you think that Roy McNeil thought about killing himself?
I thought about this too. So I think the answer to that question is yes.
I think I said that before. No, I did say that. This is its own separate thing because Delta Green as an organization does not exist.
Got it.
So there's no way.
As far as we know.
No, not as far as you know. I said that in stone. That's the case. All right, let's play some fucking games.
Would anybody like some wine?
Fuck yeah.
I'd have some wine.
All right.
I would love a glass.
All right.
So, an urge, forceful and primal, weighs heavy, pulling you downward, each rung cold as you descend. Catching a glimpse below reveals a faint red glow emanating from the bottom nearly 200 feet down. Surrounding you, exposed pipe and metal panels. Ray, prior to beginning the descent, places a large piece of debris atop a chunk of plywood, serving as an alarm for anyone accessing the hatch. Now, Ray, as you lower the sheet, you lock eyes with good dog Sarge, who looks pained as he lays amidst the debris.
How narrow is this shaft to climb up and down?
Pretty narrow, about the width of a typical ladder rung. You have to, like, pull your elbows in to descend down.
How deep?
If you look down, maybe about 200 feet.
No.
Oh,
sorry.
Backwards?
Yes.
Probably about the same. Maybe a little bit more.
If I, Do I think I could kind of backpack Sarge?
I would say yes in any situation in which you did not get a puncture to your calf. Just because each time you have to put that leg down, it's extra pressure and it makes you wince.
All right, I want to let's if we can assume that we're at the top or something still.
Yeah.
And I realize I can't take him.
Yeah, you're the last one in.
I kind of want to hold on, guys. I want to run with Sarge, through the debris of the house into the stable.
Okay.
With him, and I kind of want to. I assume there's some hay, some kind of like feeding buckets and stuff. Just kind of make him a little makeshift corner.
Yep.
Nuzzle him in.
So you make your way outside. Roll sanity.
42 on a 46.
42 on a 46. Success. You're going to lose 1 point of sanity as you look up to the stars above to see them swirling with green gaseous clouds, galaxies visible, a night sky that is not typical, very vibrant and moving fast, swirling in different patterns. It's dark. Everything else outside is mainly the same as you've left it.
What time of day is it now?
You look at your watch and it's like 5:30. Much darker in the sky than it probably should be.
The darkness that it is in the sky, is it like 2 a.m. night darkness?
Midnight.
Okay.
These constellations intersecting, you see streaks of green flash by. Everything up above is moving fast.
Okay, I look at it for a little bit. What's Sarge looking at it too? Is he kind of captured?
Yeah, he's looking up.
All right, I want to kind of quickly just keep moving to the stable.
Yep.
Make a little.
Yep,
spot
and much
for
as
him.
you said, set him up with a little bit of water.
Yeah. Kind of like, very as discreet as I can be too.
Yeah.
Being quick but discreet.
Yep.
Like, I don't want him. I prefer no one to come find him.
Easy enough to kind of even hide him behind like a chunk of wood or something like that, and just move something and kind of set him up behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and then just pat him real good, tell him to stay, give him a bunch of treats that I got.
Yeah, he looks like he's like shivering.
Yeah. Well, yeah, whatever. If I got anything extra, I put it on him too.
Yep.
And then I make my way back to the hatch.
Okay, so basically you guys start going down this ladder. Ray says, hold on. Do you guys come back out, or do you guys just stay on the ladder?
No, I'll just stay on the ladder.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so when I come back, I get to the top. Before I reset the trap again, you guys, not that far down the ladder, pretty much. Did you hold your spot?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys might want to just come out real quick and see this.
Walking up.
Start making it up. Caleb, do you follow as well?
Yeah, I start to climb.
Two of you make your way out, and Ray, you show him through the front door, and both of you guys roll sanity too.
44 and a 30.
Crit fail.
Crit fail. Jerry, you're going to lose 4.
97 on a 22.
You're going to lose 1. So, Ray, what's different is the colors aren't green, now they're purple. But these swirling galaxies and gaseous clouds of space dust streaking fast and moving in circles very fast, very abstract up in the sky above. Much darker than it should be for the time of night.
Y'all seeing that, right?
What the fuck is that?
I don't fucking know, man. It's gotta be... We just opened this thing up, man. Something's about to happen.
Jerry turns around and speed walks. I'm still hurt, so hobbling, but walking fast towards the hatch.
Everybody else?
Yeah, if Caleb, I want to let everyone make their moves first.
What do you do, Caleb?
staring for 30 seconds, minute, then following Jerry.
Back into the house. It's a lot harder to navigate the debris here. Like I mentioned, it's pretty much all crumbled. There's no standing walls. The roof is completely collapsed because of the second explosion. So basically this is crawling through piles of rubble, but here in the like study area, there is some roofing that kind of covers the top there, as if it's hung up and over, like in an upside down L shape. What are you guys doing?
I'm going down the fucking hatch.
I follow Jerry.
You know, follow.
Continuing the descent.
Set the trap.
Ray sets the trap again. Order is Jerry, then Caleb, then Ray. Making your way down. Like I mentioned, the rungs are cold. There's exposed pipes, metal panels on the right and left. Eventually, Jerry, you touch down on the ground first. Caleb not shortly after you, and then Ray last. What you see when your feet touch solid ground is a long hallway. It looks like the internals of a submarine down here. What you can only imagine are blood stains kind of coat the metal floor because this dim red lighting that you can now see is provided by what look like gas lamps are kind of spread around few and far between. Now, in this hallway, you see two doors. Both of them are open to the left and an open door to the right. Now, these doors are open, like I said, but they appear like pressurized valve-turned doors. Even with the lighting, as dim as it is, it's not hard for you to see a pair of legs, unmoving, sticking out from the furthest doorway on the left.
I take my gun out and I slowly and quietly walk towards a pair of legs.
Caleb and Ray, you see the same thing as your feet touch ground.
Yeah, I want to take my my personal handgun out and be armed and ready, and I'm gonna stay in the back, kind of like, I mean, covering them, but also I'm keeping an eye on my six, like a lot, and the other, you know, anything we're passing and all, just trying to keep us covered.
Gotcha. All the walls here are metal, the floors are metal, the ceiling's metal. Caleb, what are you doing?
Well, he's doing that, keeping an eye, having his back, keeping an eye on whichever. I'm assuming the door on the right would have a line of sight on our backs at that point.
Yeah.
Keep my eye on that right door.
Okay. And you peer into that right door, and it looks like it leads to another hallway. Just for a moment as you kind of look over at it.
What about the first left door?
First left door, you look in, and it looks like a small room. There's some stuff in there if you're taking like a good look or like a quick glance.
Just a real quick glance.
Yeah. But no threats. Jerry, you approach this body. It's wearing seafoam green medical scrubs. A scrub cap, surgical face mask. The reason that you notice that is because its head has been removed and placed on its chest. Cleanly cut off. Probably a man.
I don't recognize this man.
He's wearing a scrub hat, like one of those, you know, hairnet surgical hats, and a face mask. It's a little hard to tell. But his head has been removed and just placed right on his chest. Tons of blood around him.
Clean cut?
It's what it looks like. Are you getting a close examination of this body?
Yeah.
Kind of getting down, taking a look. Yeah, it looks like a clean cut. Straight through. One slice. Blood still oozing out.
I take off the hat and the mask. I want to see if I recognize this person.
You don't? Nope. Kind of moving the head, and it makes like this sickly kind of peeling sound as the dried blood lifts off of his scrub smock, and you take the face mask off and take a look. You don't recognize him.
Anything in the pockets? Check for, be careful for needles or anything that
yeah, you kind of start going through. You don't notice anything in any of the pockets that he's got in his scrubs here. Looks like he's also wearing white gloves.
And now, is there like a room? Is there a room? Like,
Oh yeah, he's in the doorway of this room. And now if you kind of look
it seems like he was trying to leave, maybe?
Or go in.
Okay.
You look in the room?
Yeah.
It is large, but completely trashed. There's broken chunks of metal, electronics all scattered about, a dozen different machines and instruments. You would guess probably medical. There's an overturned table, beakers, test tubes smashed to bits, paper scattered all over the ground, and there's a whiteboard that's in the back of the room. Looks like it has a series of numbers that are written in it, and like formulas and mathematics, but there's a large erased streak that goes top right to bottom left across it.
Is there anything I can make out from this erased board?
Kind of step in. I'm going to ask you a question that I already know the answer to, but do you have any kind of mathematics skill?
Mathematics?
Or any kind of science skill?
I don't think so. No, I don't.
Numbers and plus signs, minus signs, over, under, square root, exponents. It's all over the place. It's hard to make it out. Impossible to decipher. Caleb and Ray, what are you guys doing?
Ray is keeping an extremely watchful eye over everything. He's a little sus right now.
You step into the room?
No.
Okay.
I get in like the doorway and look in, I think, but I don't like go in the room. I like really want to look outside the room.
Roll alertness.
53 on an 80.
53 on an 80. You peek in just for a second just to kind of take a look around, and it's now that you notice there is right on the entrance, right off to the right side, stuck almost like on the frame of this door. Honestly, this is probably great that you found it. A bundle of easily recognizable explosives that are secured to this wall. Extending out of it, kind of up, out, down, all the way to the floor, is a wire extending to the floor, and you kind of follow it down. You can see that it leads to the room off to the right of this main hallway.
To the door.
Through the door.
Like under through the door.
The door's open.
The right door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, all the doors are open.
Jerry. Like kind of nervously, like, Jerry.
I acknowledge you.
I just kind of point up in the doorway and point to a stick
I see
of
it and
dynamite.
I follow it.
Yeah, it's like thin red sticks, like 5 or 6 of them taped together, bundled. 20 in demolitions, you would probably know.
What the fuck is that? I'm like looking at it.
Well, I know what it is, but how similar is this to the ones that we used? Like, does it,
Very different.
Okay. All the bomb makers have their marks, right?
Yeah, these look real.
Yeah, but they're not. They're not the ones we had.
When I say real, I mean like commercial.
Yeah.
Industrial.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely not the ones we had.
Yeah.
Okay. This is something like what we used to get down here and get into the house. Be careful.
Okay.
Don't touch anything.
It leads. Can you describe that again?
Yeah,
for
so
me?
there's wires coming out of the top of this bundle. Basically, they go against the wall, come back down to the floor, and run along the floor into that room off to the right. This wire.
Can I, if he goes to trace that, knowing how big the bundle was, where it was placed, can I see if I think that would do so much damage as to like impact our travel paths through here? Block
Roll
something.
demolitions.
43 on a 20.
It's a lot. It's a big bomb.
Yeah, so I relay that to you guys. Like this might be big enough to do some some damage to our only way out, so just watch it.
I want to continue down.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a door off to the left that's open, which is, like, closer to where you guys entered from. And then there's that open door to the right, which Caleb has established leads to another hallway.
Knowing what I know about this bomb, can I just take a longer look, not stepping in, but this the first left that we passed?
Yeah, taking a longer look, hanging on the outside. The first thing that you do notice is similar to this. You don't see a bundle of explosives, but you see a wire that leads up and into this room.
And I wouldn't be able to see where I would think it was.
Probably off to the right somewhere.
Okay.
But unless you stepped in, you wouldn't be able to get an exact look.
Got it.
There's bloodstains all over the place in here. The room's trashed just like the other one. But this one's a little bit different. It's smaller. It's a smaller room. Bits and pieces of machines that you recognize. Radios, microphones, small television screens, all smashed, all destroyed. Even if you stand here for a second and look, you can hear really, really, really faint, far into the room. But nothing.
Can I... There's no footsteps?
You don't hear anything?
No, like in the bloodstains everywhere?
No, not that you notice.
Footprints.
And
sorry.
it's a little hard to tell too, just because it's like this whole place is lit in red and it's metal and
no bullet casing.
No, you don't notice
nothing.
anything, any fine detail stuff like that.
Does this this cut from the head, does it look dissimilar to the cut from the hand? From Roy's hand?
No, it does not look dissimilar.
Okay. And I wasn't able to recognize what that sound was.
Radio chatter.
But just, like, discern what it...
Faint. I don't know.
Okay.
Hard to tell.
I'm going to walk towards the sound. Slowly.
You hear the sound and you kind of walk over towards Caleb. Do you enter this room that Caleb's standing on the outside of?
Yeah.
Wait, right before he gets in, I want to kind of like get on the wall right next to the door frame, shoulder up, like, you know, try and get the best angle to see if there's anything sort of
so you
like
kinda
the
take a
TNT.
180, go over there and look. And if you get all the way to the left and look in, you can see just the edges of it on the door frame, similar to how it was in the other room.
And so then can I trace from when I see it, then can I trace a wire anywhere?
Yeah, like I mentioned to Caleb.
Oh, it's that wire.
Caleb saw the same wire, yep.
I got the same thing rigged in this room too.
Well,
I wouldn't.
okay, so the last wires was leading into the room that we went into?
No.
It wasn't.
Both of the rooms that you have looked at so far have wires leading out of them, leading into a room off to the right.
Okay. You think this detonates the bomb, opening the door?
Good chance.
You don't think somebody's got a button, a lever somewhere deeper in this place?
Is it worth the risk, man?
You got a better plan?
Follow this hallway.
Yeah.
I'm done with empty rooms. I'm done with it.
I continue up the hallway.
Hold on.
I completely don't even listen to them. I just walk up the hallway.
Okay. What are you two doing?
Fuck. Keep walking.
So, following Jerry, this right door leads to a corridor, another hallway with 3 doors to the right. All of them are open, and at this point you are aware. Wires extending out of all 3 of these doors, connecting to a massive branch of wiring that leads to a slightly cracked door directly ahead. So you step in, 3 doors open on the right, All wires coming out, leading to this thick bundle of cord that you see in the center of the room that leads forward straight to a cracked door. Everybody roll alertness.
Can I?
44 on a 74.
49 on an 80. And I also
56 on a 75.
would like to attempt to discern how the layout of what we've been walking and seeing, how these rooms map underneath the layout of the house.
Directly behind the house.
So none of these rooms, nothing's under the house.
Just open pastures.
Okay.
Critical success?
I've rolled twice and rolled a 44
Success.
each time.
Nice.
Ray, Caleb, you guys smell some foul smell. Jerry, you smell death coming from the door closest on the right.
It's coming from that room.
Alright. Let's sweep the place, cool. Step up.
Okay.
Just kind of like, just so slowly, creeping more and more eyesight as I get closer to the door. Maybe up against the wall, more towards the wall as well, seeing where the TNT is set.
Yeah.
The bomb.
So, you see it almost immediately. You can follow the wire up and see that it leads to right when you look at the door off to the left. The door's open, slowly coming into view. I need you to roll sanity.
69.
You're going to lose 5 points of sanity.
All right, I have hit my first breaking point.
Bodies. Small bodies, some locked in cages, some hanging by their wrists from shackles on the wall, some on the floor, some in pieces, others whole but with obvious amputations, some splayed, their internals opened and exposed, some shot, some mangled, some bludgeoned, some carved, used as a canvas for jagged cuts, vicious deaths, arms removed and pierced through chests, amputated fingers and eye sockets, bare, skinless faces, staring ahead with lifeless eyes, piles of flesh and bone. Children, none moving. Number finds itself hard to gauge, for overshadowing it is the unquantifiable weight of pain and evil inflicted in this room. A hard swallow brings a moment of clarity. Over 30 bodies. All children in various states of decay.
How large is the room?
Large.
And so how many cells / cages?
You see 3 large cages. Probably about half the bodies are in them, half the bodies are out of them. In between these cages are rows of shackles. Some of them occupied.
And everyone is dead.
You don't see any movement. Unless you step in and get a close look, you won't know for sure.
I see all that. I just take a step back. Oh my god. Yeah, it's carnage in there. It's like 30 kids and they're all mangled. Oh.
I'm walking up to the other room.
Yeah, we gotta go.
You walk past that?
Yeah.
Walk past that, not looking in. So there's 2 more doors to the right, one ahead that's cracked and ajar.
I want to go to the room that the door's already open.
Which one? The farther one or the closer one?
Closer one.
Closer one. You step in, roll sanity.
Oh, good. 12 on a 20.
12 on a 20. You're going to lose 2 points of sanity as you catch a glimpse of the room, because in this room, a smaller, thin room, there's desks on the left and right with windows that look in. So, the window on the right, you notice, looks into that room that I described to Ray. The window on the left, however, looks into a separate room that is not lit.
So it's just pitch dark in that window?
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying. What else is in this room? That's it?
Like I mentioned, desks. It looks like there's paperwork that's scattered on the floor. Some clipboards, stationery.
Does it look like our two-way mirror, like, room at the
Absolutely.
police station?
Absolutely. You would recognize it.
Yeah, I assume I would kind of pick up on that. And even if I didn't and it just looked like a dark room, I'd probably just kind of fall back out of that room.
Yep.
I don't want to fuck around with that. I just come back. I guess the next room. The far one.
The far one, which is the one that you weren't able to see into. It was a little too dark. Stepping in...
Can I hand Jerry a glow stick before he steps in?
Do you accept?
I do.
Do you crack?
I do. Wait, this isn't the room that the window's connect. Is it?
Yeah, so...
Oh, it is. Okay.
So that room that you were just in had windows on the left and right. So
yeah,
one looked into
I got you now.
Yeah.
Got you.
So, what do you do?
Fucking glow stick first. I kind of walk in.
Crack the glow stick, step inside, and you can see this room is a little bit different. First thing that you notice is your footstep kind of splashes. You look down, there's water on the floor. Water and glass. 3 large pedestals on the right side of the room with chunks of glass surrounding the edges of the pedestals, as if it was originally like a display of some kind prior to being broken. Now these pedestals have wires and tubes that connect to a series of larger machines that you see down here, which have also been smashed, broken to bits, and they kind of expose the electrical components that are in the inside there. You also notice, much is the same of every room, and as well as the one that you stepped in prior with the two-way mirrors, or one-way mirrors, this bundle of explosives that has a wire leading out of it and into the center of the room. Center of the corridor, I should say.
I see nothing on the walls, no other windows.
Roll search.
$85 on a 69.
85. I mean, you're taking a closer look. You're walking around. And your feet are walking through this water, and you kind of like look down for a second. And stick your finger in, maybe. It's not water. It's black. It's sticky. Nothing else of note here that you notice, except for the mirror on the right side.
Yeah, I walk out.
Caleb, what are you doing during all of this?
Watching that crack door.
Okay. And Ray?
Yeah, I want to kind of get close to the crack door.
Yep.
And try and listen in a good bit. Not try and peek yet, but could listen.
Yeah. Listen. Roll alertness.
Two
on an 80. So, compounded with the fact that even though this door is cracked, there is light that's spilling out of it, you also hear this faint buzzing noise. This room is probably much more well lit, probably with fluorescent lights, than the previous rooms before. But it's barely cracked. And these are heavy, pressurized submarine doors.
From how the wire line is ran, just from any indications on our side of the wall, could I maybe see if there's something tied to this doorway as well, or does it like run through to another point?
It seems like it runs through to another point.
Okay. So, once Jerry gets out of the room, it looks like we might be all right opening this door. I don't think it's connected to this trap. It looks like it goes deeper in, but it's all lit up in there for sure. I didn't hear anyone.
I walk up to the door.
Walk up to the door, stacking on Ray. Caleb, what are you doing?
Behind both of them.
I kind of stick my hand up to the door with my gun and like open it with the gun and
make your way in.
Point it, yeah.
It takes a lot more force than you expected. This door seems really heavy as you kind of try to use the gun and actually have to put your other hand up to push it open and kind of sweep. No immediate threats, nothing jumps out at you, but what is revealed is a smaller room and these fluorescent bulbs above that hum quietly as you kind of step in. The floor is tiled, not like the metal that you've seen prior. The walls are painted white, metal cabinets, IV stands. This looks out of place. This looks very nice. Seafoam green curtains, cold metal tables stained red, various medical monitoring equipment. This is an operating room. What you notice first are two bodies dressed similarly to the first corpse that you found, laying on the floor. Same method of death, beheaded with their heads placed on their chest. Now, what you do notice is this bundle of wires that extend into this room find themselves leading on top of a large black drum barrel. Kind of goes up and is pressed right into the top. Now, secured to this barrel, another large collection of explosives connecting to a small circular object. A door, much the same as the other valve-operated hash doors that you've seen, finds itself on the left side of this room and it's closed. What do you guys do?
This small circular object, is it a button?
You get closer?
Yeah.
Taking a closer look, it's a pocket watch. Looks like wire feeds directly into the back of it. It's not moving, it's not ticking.
What time does it read?
It doesn't read any time. It reads 12 o'clock.
Okay.
But the second hand isn't spinning.
Without touching it, can I see like inscriptions or anything
Kinda
etched into it?
Take a look. Flip it to the back.
Without touching?
Without touching?
Oh, does it seem like this is like, there's like a wire connected to this thing?
Yeah, wire connected to the top and it's kind of just hanging there loosely. It seems like it would spin independent.
Yeah.
You touch it?
If I can see the back of it, kind of just pushing it just to see the back.
Yeah, kind of pushing it just to see the back. No, there's no inscription.
Okay.
Property of Roy McNeil.
Search around the rest of this room then.
You want to check the bodies?
Search. Roll search.
I'm gonna search with him.
50 on a 61.
60 on a 69.
86 on a 66.
So you're pretty much helping Caleb make his way around the room. Jerry, you check these bodies. Neither of them you recognize. One of them has a thick black mustache. The other one has longer hair, but they're both male. You don't recognize either of them. Caleb, as you're making your way through, you notice that there's scattered kind of on these tables and cabinets, medical instruments, scalpels, forceps, like all sorts of things necessary for surgery. They're all bloodied and stained. The cabinets are as well, and any kind of tables that are here. Some of the stains are deep, deep brown.
This door on the left, there's no wires or anything running to or from?
Nope.
Okay. Anybody want to give me a hand? Try to open it?
Yeah.
Yep.
What are you guys doing?
Trying to twist open this door.
Yeah.
It's wheel handles, what you're saying?
Yeah, and it's kind of stuck, and you gotta maybe get Ray to help you. And
The power of friendship.
he ain't your friend,
I just killed his wife.
and you ain't his. What are you guys doing?
And my brother.
Ah,
You slut.
fuck.
Got it. Open the fucking door.
Some sensual glances being shot across the table. open the door?
Yeah.
Who's opening the door?
Caleb will.
Caleb opens the door.
Gun drawn.
Gun drawn. Quickly or slowly?
Once I feel that I can open it,
Yep.
then go quickly to get a quickest visual that I can of the room.
The door opens to reveal a room similar to the one that you're in. Tiled floors, smaller, metal cabinets, and tables. In the corner, a hospital bed with wraparound seafoam green privacy curtains, which is drawn closed. From behind this curtain, dozens of wires and tubes and thick braided cords extend out, and they lead to an array of machines that occupy this room. Pumps, screens, printers, all scattered around. Off to the right, sitting on a metal cabinet, holding a bundle of explosives and seemingly tinkering with it, using a knife with a black blade and black handle. Minneapolis Chief of Police Dan Winters, who locks eyes with you. Just looks at you. Looks back to the bundle, goes back to the knife. Why are you here?
Why are you here? You couldn't have wanted what that psycho upstairs wanted, right?
Of course not. Where is he?
I turned to Jerry.
Put a bullet in his head.
And he died?
As far as I know.
Wow. And the girl, Marcia?
Don't know where she is.
Puts the bundle off to the side, puts the knife back into his pocket. And, where's your sergeant?
He died.
Sorry to hear that. That's a shame. I would have liked the chance to talk to him. And, Dr. Clay as well. So, I ask again. Why are you here?
To figure out what you're doing here.
Well, I suppose to put it simply, I'm going back to how it used to be, blank slate. Wash my hands. Everything, and relocate and move, and I mean, you people, through all of this, time and time again, buzzing around all of this has nothing to do with you. Incessant, you're like flies on shit. And no matter how hard I swat, you keep coming back. This has nothing to do with you. This is bigger than any of you. You understand that, right? You're dealing with things that are outside of your understanding.
I think we understand that. I really do.
Then why? Twice. You killed my son. You were
Deserved it.
complicit in the death of my other son. For what? The killing's over. That's done. This thing, look, it needed to be researched and we had to look into it. And I know that there were a lot of people involved with different motives. And Ray, I'm sorry about your family. But listen, I didn't have anything to do with that. And I didn't have anything to do with the death of those kids either. This is something powerful, that I'm trying to study and take a look at. And yes, okay, cards on the table. She has different reactions to different things, okay? Violence, pain, murder, I get it. But we're just getting started to understand this. And now you come down here for reasons that you don't really understand, just to dig your nose in. Am I wrong?
We would like to understand.
No, I wouldn't like to understand. You motherfuckers are opening up Pandora's box in this godforsaken cabin. Just shut it and move on. Why do you have to do this?
That's what I'm doing. I'm moving on.
Why you?
No, this isn't moving on. The carnage that's up there isn't moving on.
Well, we learned, we took our data, we had our research.
I cocked the hammer on my fucking gun. I'm like, you watch what you fucking say.
Hey, look, I'm sorry, but you are not innocent of this. You have been involved. You've had a part to play too.
Yeah, I've been involved for, well, as long as he has been involved.
Look. This is really important.
What, did you make it out alive?
Not me, but her. I don't really mind if I make it out alive. I mean, I will. And I don't need you to think any more about this. I don't need to convince you. I know I'm right. Everything that I've had to do up to this point, all the study of this. It was worth it.
Who's her?
Wow. He just kind of like looks off and starts thinking. You really just inserted yourselves into this and had really no idea what was going on. Truthfully, no other motives than just to fuck it all up.
Let us just take what we came for.
What's that?
I point to the corner.
Really? Killy, of all people.
Let it be for something.
It doesn't have to be for anything. You can just die all the same. It really doesn't make a difference. Look, honestly, truthfully, hand to God, you're not making it out of here alive. I'm sorry.
Are you?
Yes. But
all the people dead upstairs,
regardless,
they were here before us.
This is the reason. And he kind of like grabs his hands and puts it up to his eyes and I have no idea. Why you? Why you for? Why so important? This whole thing. You don't even know what the fuck's going on. And still you're here. Oh my God. Alright. Okay. And he stands up and kind of like cracks his neck. Are we going to make this hard or easy?
I have a shotgun strapped on me. Yeah, I take out a shotgun.
Yep.
And just, put my pistol at the waist and take that out. Don't say anything.
If I put a bullet in your head, would you die?
Try it.
I take out my gun. I shoot him in the stomach.
Roll firearms.
As soon as she shoots, can I shoot?
We'll follow you up in the next action.
Okay. 32 on a 42.
32 on a 42. Here's what happens. Pistol, take it out, aim straight for his stomach, pull the trigger, a gunshot goes off, and you can see right where you shoot this gooey blackness appear. The bullet hits it, chips it, and ricochets off. In a moment, Out of his chest, you see extends this gooey black substance that raises up into a hand holding a black, slate black shotgun aimed right at you. Jerry, you're going to take 11 points of damage as this shotgun blast rockets through you. In the moment between this happening and you watching that bullet ricochet off, what are your last words?
Get him, partner. Get him.
A blast rockets out from this disembodied shotgun as Jerry's body goes rocketing backwards. His head slams against the wall and he falls to the ground, bloody, limp, and lifeless. Ray, what are you doing?
I see that and I'm fucking shell shocked. I think I take a couple steps back. Try and get some type of stance ready to, like possibly defend if there's anything to cover. But yeah, I think Ray's kind of just like, whoa, like, oh my fucking god, he's done. He just killed our boy.
Both of you guys roll sanity.
Yeah, I don't think I do anything, man. That's holy fuck. God damn it.
79 on a 21.
20 on a 40.
Caleb, you're going to lose 5 points of sanity. Ray, you're going to lose 2. Caleb, what do you do?
Step back out of the room, or closer to the doorway. I turn to Ray. Go. Leave. Make it out of here.
What about you?
I start walking into the room we were just in. Quickly.
Okay. You notice, first of all, footsteps as Dan Winters stands up. He takes this knife out of his pocket, and you notice that the knife, he looks at it for a second, and it absorbs into his skin. It spreads at that point, and blackness extends up his arm all the way up to his shoulder. And out from this arm, this long, thick, curved blade that's edge and point reaches well past his hand, extends out. He steps up, looks at Ray. This research is important and I can't let you stop it. I'm sorry. Ray, what do you do? Caleb brushes past you into the room before you.
Is he like saying that and actively like?
Yeah, as he's stepping up and like walking, and there's probably like 10 feet between you two.
As I walk by, I kind of probably gave him a tug like into that room, at least on the left shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to like you're dragging me with you?
Not dragging, but just like
emotion,
like get the fuck this way.
Yeah, I mean like playing it a little close to him, I think, but still with Caleb, still eyeing him up, just like, I got what I wanted, man. You can do whatever you want. And I run with Caleb.
Okay. Caleb, what are you doing?
Run to the barrel.
Running to the barrel.
Try to set 45 seconds on the stopwatch.
45 seconds on the stopwatch. Okay, it's going to take you 2 actions to do that. Because you got to like twist it and turn it and go like that. So you're beginning to do that because I'm considering half of the first action to close the gap to actually get there. And then an action and a half to time it up.
Actually, how long, knowing this height of the ladder, how long does it take to climb this ladder?
a bit longer than 45 seconds. Probably about a minute and a half.
To just climb the ladder, or would I think to get out of here?
To get out of here.
Set it for
probably 45 seconds to get through, 45 seconds to climb the ladder.
Set for a minute 30.
I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. A little over a minute 30. Minute 35.
Minute 32.
Yeah, just a hair over the 30.
All right, so that's going to take up your next action. Winters keeps...
And I tell him again, somebody needs to make it out of here.
Winters keeps walking. As he enters the room, he sees Ray, and there's probably like maybe 10 feet of distance between you and him, and he's got this arm blade, and he kind of swings it up and takes a lunge, tries to attack you with it. Would you like to skip your next turn in order to try and roll dodge?
When he lunges at me, like he fully caught up to me as we were running. Like this, it's not like
I'm gonna peel back the curtain and tell you that he's going to take negative modifiers because he's trying to close a deep distance.
Yeah, I think,
and you would be able to tell that kind of in that split second.
I think Ray is like trying to book it. Like,
okay.
Yeah,
He raises it up, chops it down, and it embeds itself in the ground, like maybe 2 feet in front of you. And he kind of uses his other hand to rip it back up, and he's just like looking at you through this whole thing. What are you doing?
All right, so as soon as he misses that and gets it stuck, I hard cut back other direction to start running out.
Okay.
And I book it. I use my D&D dash action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hard sprinting.
And as I'm running, like, you know, the end of that action's worth a sprint. So long, Killy.
Caleb, this action is going to be basically you setting the time, hitting the button, and the stopwatch starts.
Okay. Do I notice if he notices me? What'd I ask?
Roll stealth. Believe me, it's better that you did.
Jerry, can I use our half program point?
Fuck yeah.
I'll allow you to use the half program point on one condition. You have to hear a quote from Jerry in your head at this moment, and Nick has to decide what that quote is. He's so excited.
I'm so excited. I'm so on the spot. Trying to hide from Dan Winchester.
You got 5 seconds or you can't use it.
Get away from that greasy bastard. If not, I'll stab you with my pocket knife.
41 on a 40.
41 on a 40.
That's some bullshit. You should give it to him.
I won't. Dan does see you. And he looks over at you and he sees Ray running. He sees Ray's back and he looks at you, and as he's making eye contact with you, you see this goo on his chest extend out into a hand holding a pistol. He's just locked eyes with you as it's aiming towards Ray, and the trigger pulls. Ray, you're going to take 3 points of damage as a shot hits you right in the butt. I
was shot in the buttocks.
Kind of makes you stumble for a second, catch yourself on one of the walls as you're still running out. Ray, what are you doing?
I want to just keep booking it. I'll probably grab my ass a little bit, but I want to put if this will like, no, won't really. I grab a mag that I haven't used yet, put it in my mouth so I can just chomp on it. Yeah, just like grimacing because I gotta keep booking it. I can't slow down.
Okay.
I got shot twice now. Is it the same leg?
Yeah, it's on the same leg.
All right, that's like good and bad. Yeah, so I book it. So how far do I make it in this turn?
At this point, you're up to the first corridor that you stepped into.
Like the doorway into the second hallway, from the first to the second.
Correct. You're passing that threshold back into the first hallway.
Okay, yeah.
And you're like just about to turn the corner, but it's still a straight shot between this room and you. Caleb.
Get up, slide the watch kind of to the back side of the barrel. I'm assuming this is kind of like, is this in like the corner of the room?
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, slide it to the corner of the room, and then is Dan? Do I have a straight path right now to the door that we found Dan in, the big one that we opened? That we found Dan in.
Yeah. So he's basically past you, maybe even triangulating where you're on. If you step into this room, you're off to the left side. Dan is like in the doorway, taking a shot at Ray. Ray is farther down that hallway.
I am sprinting for that door.
The door back further in?
The door that we opened to reveal Dan.
Okay. Anything? Are you saying anything?
No. And I'm not running into the room, by the way. I want to take the door and I want to try to close it.
Okay.
With me in the same room as Dan.
Okay. I'll say you can probably get there and close the door in the same action.
Okay.
If that's your goal.
And then tighten that motherfucker.
With that clink, you see, and Dan kind of watches you run and close the door, and he's still got his eyes locked on you. It's Dan's turn again. He's going to take another shot at Roy. At Ray. Oh, I did it. Another gun extends out.
He's still in line of sight?
Yeah, it's a far shot, and he's going to take negatives to the modifier, but you're just about to turn that corner. He's still in line of sight, barely. This gunshot rings out, and you can hear this sharp ping as it bounces off of the top of the door frame into the door that you're heading into. Ray, you turn the corner.
Oh, I turn it. What do I see?
You see a straight shot to the ladder and those rooms off to the left and right, like I mentioned.
Do I see anything at the floor of the ladder upon turning?
Nope.
All right, I book it to the ladder.
Start running to the ladder. You're probably about, I would say, halfway between this door and the ladder.
Okay, like in this turn.
Yep. Okay. Caleb, what are you doing?
I want to try not to take a shot, but to try to engage with Dan closer to this like back wall, almost like middle of the room between the barrel and the door. I want to try to keep him away from this barrel.
How?
By trying to engage with him, but move him closer to the other side of the room.
Euro step.
I take out of my pocket this brand new technology, this glowing rod, and I snap it, throw it at his head.
End over end, and it bounces off of his head, and he just kind of like looks at you. Now his attention seems to be off of Ray as he's looking at you, and he just takes like 6 solid steps towards you, and he's just like looking at you. He's got this arm blade, just kind of presses it up against you. Why do you flip now? After all this time? What changed?
My purpose.
Ray, what do you do?
I'm booking it.
Up the ladder?
Yeah. It's mag in my mouth still. I'm pushing through this pain on the leg, but I'm really I'm looking up the whole time. I'm looking at the trap. I'm thinking, Marsha's the only thing in my head that could possibly be up here, unless it's like actual hell. In that case, I accept my fate, but in the real world, it's Marsha. It's Marsha or nothing.
So you got like 2 rungs up as you're starting to climb this. Caleb, what do you do? He's got this arm blade pressed up right against you.
Is he still in his form, his physical form?
Looks like Dan Winters.
I take him by the collar and I drag him down with me, try to pull him close, backing up into a corner of this room.
Okay. Roll unarmed combat.
$85 on a 60.
85 on a 60 still beats his, and you're able to grab him by the collar and pull him in close, and you kind of like maybe take 2 stumbles backwards, and he kind of stumbles forward, and he's just like gritting his teeth as he's got this blade pressed up against you. He's gonna try and dig it into you. blade kind of pierces up into you as he rises up, and this thrust comes out, and you can feel it crush your bones as it comes out the back end. You're going to take 8 points of damage as you get impaled by this.
Fuck. That is... Oh. I'm at 0.
Caleb O'Connor, what are your last words?
Caleb sinks down to the floor, staring up. Forgive me.
Ray, you continue your ascent back up, each rung harder to grasp onto than the last, but eventually you make it close to the top. You're maybe 2 or 3 rungs out from the top. You don't notice anything above you other than the plywood that you've placed.
Can I see, is the plywood all covering with the trap, or can I kind of see around it? Does it seem like anything is different than like...
Roll alertness.
63 on an 80.
It seems exactly the same.
Okay. I go as far as I can for the turn.
Okay. Ray, roll alertness again.
Okay. $36 on an 80.
It's faint, but these hallways are cavernous and echo. You hear a squeaking sound. It's your turn. What are you doing?
Like a
It's
like a continuous squeak?
Nope, just a quick squeaking sound. It's
like, I mean, as if someone stepped on something that squeaks and then stepped off it, and that's it, right? Like one, like
you hear. This is what you hear. You hear, and it's from below you, deep down below you. You hear.
I book it. I fucking book it.
You pop the top off, make your way out. The debris is the same as you left it.
I put the top back on, like just flip it shut.
Quickly flip it shut as you make your way out.
Head to this. Oh, okay.
It's not your turn anymore. You make your way towards the front, and you are met with a familiar face. Out in the front, probably between the 3 pastures that are far out front, maybe 75 or so yards, Marsha Tillman sits on a horse. In front of her, saddled directly in front of her, Laura Gossman. That's your turn. I know I'm kind of jumping around here, but it is kind of hard to do actions without having to explain them or what's going on.
Can I say the second I walk outside, I whistle for Sarge? Like, I get that in for that turn. Can I say that? Like, as soon as I step out the door.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy enough. Whistle for Sarge. Yeah. What happens next? Ray, you make it past this debris, this rubble. You take maybe 2 or 3 steps off of what remained of the front porch. The sky, much as you left it, but this time it's red. It's spinning faster and faster and faster. You let out this whistle. The sound rings out, carried in this empty, barren clearing, as Sarge runs out from the stable. You can see him running end over end as fast as he possibly can. He makes it probably about 5 or 6 yards outside of the stable before this resounding explosion. Rockets off behind you. There are no visible debris that gets kicked up behind you, but what you do notice, or at least hear, is the suctioning of earth as collapsing behind you, a network of tunnels begin to collapse downwards. Sarge continues his sprint end over end, locks eyes with you, and makes a leap, raising himself 6 or 7 feet off of the ground, face first directly into Marcia, and begins biting. He rips her off of the horse, has her on the ground as you approach. What is your action? What are you doing?
Marcia is with Laura.
Laura is still on the horse as Marcia is on the ground being mauled by Sarge.
The shotgun's on a strap. I kind of just let it hang, maybe throw it to the back. I get my pistol. I run up to the horse. I put it up to Marcia's head and I shoot her in the head.
Not gonna have you roll firearms as you notice her 2 arms, one being mauled by Sarge, the other with a bite mark in it already, still bleeding lightly. You put your gun down, aim it close, and pull the trigger. A gunshot ricochets out as Marcia Tillman looks up at you. The bullet finds purchase as it rockets through her head, and blood, brain matter, and bits of skull splatter up, leading itself to the side of the horse. The horse unmoving, Laura looking shocked, scared. You look upon this, Sarge still violently ripping at her arm. What do you do?
Hey! Snap at him.
And he stops for a second and kind of looks back at you. You can see he looks worn and tired.
I get him up. I get him on my back. I know it's a total bitch, but I'm grunting it out to do this one time, and I'm getting up on that fucking horse.
Trying to get up on the horse?
Yeah.
It's at this point you hear a sound above you. A helicopter. Faint in the distance. You make your way up on the horse, Sarge on your back, and you can tell it's hard to pick him up. It's hard to get him on there. He's resisting almost, but then he kind of like loosens up, goes a little limp. You get him on the back. Laura's on the horse as well. You're able to get on the saddle.
I give the horse a good pet. This is the Appaloosa, right?
Yes, it is.
Did you say it was a girl or a boy?
Female.
I get on her. I just wait for like 2 seconds just to get one deep breath in after all this shit. Get real close, Come on, girl, don't let me down. All right, Laura, hold on. I give her a good fucking kick and just ride off. And as soon as I get some distance, I'm just trying to, like, where's the helicopter coming from?
So the helicopter seems to be coming from the right side. You begin whipping the horse and kind of, with the reins and getting her down the trail, and she's making her way down the trail. You hear the helicopters, it's behind you, so it seems to be kind of making its way towards the clearing.
From where? Like, we're north of town.
North of you.
So it's going south.
It's heading south.
All right, I'm gonna book it back to the house.
Back to the ranch?
Back to the house we came in at.
It's gonna take you some time.
On the horse.
It'll still take you probably about an hour. Especially considering now that you're up here, you don't know how well you are at riding. I haven't asked you to roll ride because there hasn't been anything that really necessitates it, but you notice that you're feeling a little uncomfortable in the movements. The saddle's kind of sliding and you're having trouble finding your balance. You can do it. It will take you a while and you realize it will be difficult. Laura is starting to kind of like look up at you, and like she's not deaf mute. She's kind of like moving around and kind of looking confused. Sarge on your back. It's a hard ask. You can do it. But I just want to make you aware of exactly what's going on.
Fuck, man. Yeah, I think I'm riding south.
Riding south. The helicopter, you can hear it in the distance. It gets a little bit closer before you can hear it start to slow down and quiet down, and you're hurrying down on the horse. You make that left, you pass that shack with the grain in it and the corpse, and you begin making your way down where you found the body of Lucas Iodonis and the trap that Sarge was in, and now you can't hear the helicopter at all. You heard it, and then you heard it slow down, almost as if it went like far, far in the distance, back where you came from. And you're continuing on.
Yeah, I'm continuing on.
Continuing on towards Belchester. 15 minutes pass as you're riding this horse. Roll ride.
It's a fail.
Fail.
Yeah.
Roll athletics.
$16 on a 30.
16 on a 30. You're able to catch your fall as you fall off of the horse, make your way back up it. You have a feeling that you were going a little too fast. You have a feeling if you take this horse down to like a slight trot speed, you might have a better time.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Hopping back on the horse, Laura kind of looks up at you. Where are we going? Sarge also clatters to the ground as well, and you pick him back up, obviously.
Yeah. Wherever we're going, Laura, I promise you, we're going to get you some McDonald's, okay?
Riding the horse the rest of the way, it takes you maybe about another 45-30 minutes in order to get to the trailhead where you can see Belchester in the distance. What you notice first in the dead of night is police sirens. The lights are flashing up ahead, and you notice in the sky above, blackness, typical stars and constellations. You pass the clearing and you reach that point where all the trees are fallen, but you can still see it in the distance. A lot of this land is flat.
Okay, so this is, the trees are falling. This is the treehouse. I'm at the treehouse?
Yeah, a little bit past it even, I would say.
Okay. I want to ditch the horse. Tie it up. Yeah, I guess tie it up for now. And kind of very stealthily make my way to close to the tree line, not really at the property, because now that we're at the treehouse, I know where we came.
Yeah.
At this property.
Roll alertness.
41 on 80.
Since disembarking from the horse, Sarge has not twitched or moved.
I take a minute, near some dense, like the densest stuff I could find. Take a minute. Everyone, 3-4 minutes, just sit, catch their breath. And I check out Sarge, give him a good inspection.
Unmoving. Unreacting. Sarge has passed on. Laura makes an attempt to reach her hand down to try and pet the dog.
Laura, it was my dog's. It was his time to go. He's no longer with us.
She just kind of looks at you.
It happens to everybody. It happened to your mommy. It's gonna happen to me. It happened to all those other guys I was with. I mean, one day it's gonna happen to you too. It's part of life. We just gotta keep moving.
She just looks at you.
Come on, we'll get you some McDonald's. You hang on. I promise.
The horse is tied up. Sarge laying there lifeless. You and Laura. Police sirens in the distance. What are you doing?
I cover Sarge with a fair amount of, debris and whatnot. And I don't have time to dig him a whole thing. Was there anything on the saddle of the Appaloosa at all? Like it was just a bare saddle, nothing on it. No tools.
No, there were no saddlebags. Or the one thing that you do notice is kind of on the back. It seems tied, like end over end, like looped directly around this, and like connected to the saddle, and under the underneath side of the horse and back over with rope. There is a bag that seems to be similar to the bags that you've seen previously, which have contained grain. It was not there prior to Roy going out with this horse, or any time you've seen it prior.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, I inspected to make sure there's nothing like weird in it. It's just a bag of grain, but no, I just fucking leave it because shaking my head. Laura, poor Laura. Yeah, we spent our time there. We cleaned it up, so moved to the tree line and try and see the house I was at.
Yeah, and you can see the house, and it looks like there's sirens that are lights that are flickering, the red and blue, and it seems like they're on the driveway for that house.
All right, I want to try and go a little bit back to the tree line and try and scope out a property or near a property line, because this is all just backing properties. That seems to be the least hot area.
The longer that you spend here, kind of taking time, taking a look, more lights are kind of coming up, straight up, and you can even see from this distance cop cars pass by pretty quick, park themselves, and now at this point you can see far in the distance people moving around under the moon that's kind of casting its glow, and the lights illuminating silhouettes off in the distance. There is a couple of properties off to the right side that don't look like they have a lot of foot traffic or police car presence. At this point, if you were to count them, you see maybe about 9 different police cars.
Like in the whole town.
That you see from this point. You have a view of maybe, I would say, maybe a fifth of the town.
I'm moving wherever I see the least police cars. Like,
takes you some time in order to kind of traverse your way through in order to find a spot that doesn't seem like it has a high amount of police presence. What you do notice is, so this town is set up east to west. It looks like the east side has a higher police presence than the west side, so you're able to kind of maneuver your way over there into a spot that you don't see a lot of cars. Maybe the closest one is 500 or 550 yards off to the right there.
All right, so if I walk out of the tree line, it's open.
Yeah, open field. You see, some of it has some light planting, but nothing high or cultivated in a point that would put up like a large amount of crop or anything like that. No cover. That's the thing that I kind of want to stress the most, is that at this point you notice that no matter which way you come out of this clearing, unless you walk for miles and miles in one direction, which is getting increasingly harder due to your multiple gunshots, you're going to be exposed. And actually at this point, now that you have this, you are going to take another point of damage as you kind of put your hand towards your backside and feel it, and the blood's trickling out.
All right, as I'm at this less traversed end of town, I guess, I want to stop for a minute and try and tend to my wounds as best as I can with what I have.
What do you have?
On me personally, nothing. I mean, I have I want to try and pack it and wrap it, because I haven't really done any of that. I've just been I got shot and have been riding with it.
So without a first aid kit, I would say roll first aid. Just roll first aid.
67 on a 30.
You have a feeling that you're going to need medical attention as maybe you try to set up a tourniquet with a spare shirt or something, but this bullet is still in you. You notice that at least.
Yeah. So I've located the spot with the least traffic.
Yep.
Can I see if there are any what's the cars looking like around there?
Like civilian cars?
Yes.
there's a pickup truck that's out there. Beat up looking pickup truck. But it seems to be a ways away. You would have to cross through this field and...
Okay. And I'm sorry, what'd you say about the cop cars that are right there? There isn't one right, like, in that immediate area?
No, not in that immediate area. The closest one is, like I said, like 550 yards off to the right.
Okay. And then... Okay, so it doesn't matter. Alright. I'm gonna go slightly out of this area in a different spot of town.
Okay.
With Laura and the horse.
Yep.
Like,
the traffic has increased at this point too. Now it's kind of swarmed.
And I want to go to the edge of the tree line, and I'm gonna go with, leave the horse, go with Laura. I want to kneel down next to her and say, "All right, Laura. I want you to run on over to them police officers and all them people. When I start going away, all right? They're gonna take care of you. I promise. I promise."
Okay.
The people that were doing all that bad stuff to everyone in your life, they're done. We finished them. All right. I want you to wait here for 2-3 minutes tops, okay?
Okay.
And then you run onto the street, and you're gonna get taken care of. I promise.
Okay. And they'll get me McDonald's?
Yeah. Just tell them you want McDonald's. Tell them you want McDonald's, and they'll get you McDonald's. I promise.
Okay.
All right.
What do you do?
So, I get, I stand up, back away, and say, "You wait 3 minutes, all right? 3 minutes. 180. Count to 180.
1, 2.
All right, and I run to my horse, and I book it to the spot I was at.
Okay. You wait. She sits there. She's still counting. You get back on the horse and make your way through, and it's kind of a tight squeeze for the horse in some spots, and eventually you gotta, jump off and kind of guide the horse through, but eventually you make your way back to that spot.
All right. I am camping out here and waiting for some attention to be drawn.
So,
and if while I'm waiting, I'm trying to actively, I know this really isn't a good shot, but try and just mix up my appearance a little bit. Just, I don't know.
Some mud in your hair? What are we talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, 3 minutes pass before you gave Laura the instructions. You're sitting there, and you might be able to catch her far in the distance. You see her kind of trotting along, making her way through. Eventually, it's too hard to maybe tell anything. Another minute. 2. 5. 10. You see a lot more movement. Some of the lights cut off. And then you hear in the distance, really faint, "Ray! Detective Hoy!" The voice of Aaron Lang.
You know what? Fuck it. I am on my horse. A horse. There's one cop car close to me, right?
The closest is 550
I mean,
yards.
it's a single cop car.
Single cop car.
I ride the fuck towards it.
Start riding towards it.
Only enough to see what's the logo on the side of the car.
Clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, clip clop. Closing the distance. Linwood Falls Police Department.
Holy fuck. I get on the fucking main road and I book it to where the action is.
The horse is galloping as you're making its way there. You see police lights illuminating the faces. Aaron Lang, Lieutenant Longo. You notice police cars, state police, Captain Rick Thornton, Dwayne Gaines. And they all look at you. And that's where we're going to pick up for the epilogue. Oh my god.
Thanks for listening to this episode of LFVCU, a Nasty Table production.